On the back of these three recent electoral defeats which Republicans have faced, in Virginia, in New Jersey, and in New York, many are talking about the midterms next year, which I believe will be central to Trump's ability not only to pass legislation and to pass his policy priorities, but also for his very ability to remain in power, given if Republicans win Congress or the Senate next year, they're very likely to try and pursue impeachment against him. So let's start off with the Senate. So in the Senate, only 35 of 100 available seats will be available for election. And given the size of the Republican majority, and given the amount of seats up for election, I do believe that it's likely the Senate will be maintained by Republicans. Although I do believe, in my view, that the Senate is actually very much less important than Congress. It could serve as a check on balance on a Democratic congressional majority, particularly on impeachment. In the House of Representatives, since Republicans took a very narrow majority in 2022, in the midterm of Biden's presidency, they held from then until last year, until when Trump won, they held a majority of only 5 seats, and now they hold a majority of only 3 seats. So I believe that given the amount of Republicans retiring, history, and electoral trends, I believe that there is no possibility, or at least in my view, that Republicans will maintain the majority. Although I do believe it will be quite narrow for a midterm, where usually it's expected that the president's party will make at least some losses. Yes, so what would happen and how will that work for President Trump's continued ability to govern? So if Congress is won by the Democrats, it's likely that Trump will rule much more by presidential decree, as he's already done significantly. Although Democrats will have much more of an ability to strike down some of his legislation, to pass their own legislation, and also to proceed investigations. Because they'll hold, if they hold Congress, they're also likely to hold control of central committees which control investigations into the president. So I believe it'll be very hard for Trump, as it also was for previous presidents, to pass their policy priorities. Although I do believe that given how much of an active president he is, that he will be able to govern much more effectively as other presidents without a congressional majority. So yeah, that's what I have to say about it.